Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is about cochlea. My name is Devinagam, Associate Professor, Department of Physiology. So, inner ear consists of cochlea. The receptor for this is organ of cortex, whereas vestibular apparatus for the receptor is that utricle, saccule, as well as semicircular canal. So, this is the inner ear, which is comprising of the cochlea as well as the vestibular apparatus. So what is cochlea? The cochlea is concerned with hearing, whereas the vestibular apparatus which is concerned with equilibrium. Cochlea, there is a spiral structure with 2 and 3/4 turns, divided into 3 cavities by 2 membranes. It is Reisner's membrane and basilar membrane. Top of the reserve numbers lies the scala vestibuli containing a fluid called as perilymph. Between the Reisner's membrane and basilar membrane lies the scala media containing endolymph. Below the basilar membrane, the perilymph-filled cavity called as scala tympani. The organ of cortex rests on the basilar membrane. So these are the structures. We can see the cross-section of the cochlea. So you can see the tectorial membrane, and we can see the scala media, scala vestibuli, as well as the scala tympani. Cochlear fluids. The endolymph fill the scala media, the utricle, the saccule, and the semicircular canal. This fluid bathes the heads of the hair cells. Potassium is more and sodium is low. It resembles the intracellular fluid. And about the perilymph, that fills the scala vestibuli and the scala tympani, a higher concentration of sodium is present. It resembles the extracellular fluid. This fluid reaches the base of the hair cells through the basilar membrane. Basilar membrane, it is a tough fiber sheet. Tip of the osseous spiral lamina into the spiral ligament. Spiral fibers continue the spiral ligament. Longitudinal run from the base to the apex. With tapers towards apex, organ of corti rests on the basilar membrane. Perilymph from scala tympani fills the tunnel of corti. So 2000 to 1500 Hz sound produce maximum displacement at the base, 1/3. 1500 to 500 Hz sound displays middle third, whereas 520 Hz displays apical region. Organ of corti, it's one organ of corti in each ear. Rests on the basilar membrane and consists of 2 rods, inner and outer rods. Inner to the inner rod, there is 1 row of hair cells, and outer to the external rod, 4 rows of hair cells present. The hair cells are capped by a membrane called as tectorial membrane. Organ of corti is continued. In between the 2 rods lies the tunnel called tunnel of corti. It is filled with the perilymph. There are about 3,500 inner hair cells and 20,000 outer hair cells are there. Bottom of the hair cell, the nerve fibers emerged and later from the cochlear divisions of the 8th cranial nerves. So you can see that. And hair cells, outer hair cells as well as inner hair cells are there. The outer hair cells, test tube shape, 20,000 in number, thickened cuticular period at the upper end, stereocilia are 30 to 150 in number. The height of the stereocilia increases towards the lateral wall. When the stereocilia bend, the other stereocilia also bend in the same direction. Inner hair cells are 3,500 in number. They are flask shaped. Stereocilia are fewer, arranged in 2 or more rows, not touch the tectorial membrane. Genesis of receptor potentials in hair cells. Functions of hair cells: acts as a transducer. Genesis of receptor potential in the hair cells are, and the depolarization and the hyperpolarization receptor hair cells only produces the receptor potential. Tip links stretch one open channels when stereocilia bend towards the Talus number, and potassium enter the hair cells and depolarizes. Depolarization open voltage gated calcium channel. Calcium entry causes greater release of neurotransmitter. More neurotransmitter leads to higher rate of action potential. This in turn increases rate of action potential. This in turn increases the action potential. If tip links slacken and close channels when stereocilia bend away from the Talus membrane, so no potassium enter, hair cell hyperpolarizes. Calcium channels close, so no neurotransmitter is released, so no action potential occurs. Functions of hair cells acts as a transducers, convert sound waves into electrical potentials. Inner hair cells responsible for production of action potential in the auditory nerve fibers. Outer hair cells receive mainly efferent fibers of superior alveolar nucleus, improves hearing by influence the vibration of the basilar membrane. Activation of hair cells, sound waves connect by two methods, that is air conduction as well as bone conduction. So ineffective, deactivates or activates, ineffective. So stereostelia is bending or kinocilia missing. So deactivation or activation and resting discharge. The physiology of hearing, the sound waves travel into the tympanic membrane. Vibration of the tympanic membrane causes lever mechanism of oscular chain, movement of oval window, movement of the perilimb in scala vestibuli, up and down movement of basilar membrane, shearing movement between staticular lamina and the tectorial membrane, bending of cells, generator potential in the hair cell, action potential in auditory nerve, auditory pathway, it is going through the auditory pathway to the auditory area of temporal area, temporal robe, and appreciation of sensation of sound. These are the things. Mechanism of appreciation of frequency of sound. The vibration delivered to the oval window through the stapes directly impact fluid in the scala vestibuli. To reach the round window, the kinetic energy must pass along two membranes, vestibular membrane and the basilar membrane. Frequency of sound wave determines the pitch. Theories of hearing, there are Rutherford telephone theory, place theory, and resonance volley theory. The Rutherford telephone theory acts as a telephone, helping the conversion of sound into nerve impulse of same frequency. High frequency sound not able to conduct impulse in the nerve fiber. Frequency of around 2000 cycles produce volleys, accepted theory for low frequency theory. Place theory, entire cochlea is a tuned structure. Different portions of the basilar membrane and the organ of Corte respond to sounds of different frequencies. Basilar region for higher frequency, upper region for low frequency, accepted theory for high frequency. Frequency for coding for place theory. 100 Hz at the base, and then it is like keep on going inside. Going the resonance volley theory. Combination of first two theories, entire basilar membrane responds to low frequency sound and maximum at the apex. Pitch of the sound and vibration of the basilar membrane. The Von Pekisi described that the basilar membrane is not uniformly tough near the base of the cochlea, not stiff, close to the apex to the tough. He also showed that the sound waves of high frequency causes a vibration of basilar membrane near its base, but as the waves travel toward the helicotrema, it dies. High frequency sound wave vibrate the basal side of the basilar membrane. If the frequency of sound wave is low, the maximum vibration of basilar membrane is near its apical region. So medium and low frequency sound waves, the maximum amplitude of vibration occur at the apical region. This selective regional vibration of the basilar membrane, depending on the frequency of the wave, is probably the fundamental mechanism of pitch discrimination. Sound localization. When the source of sound is from the right, the hair cells of the organ of Corte are stimulated the right side earlier than that of the left, and eventually the action potential from right cochlear nerve reach the brain. Masking. Certain sound decreases the perception of other sound that arise at the same time. Due to the refractoriness of the previously stimulated auditory receptors, the noise arising from a passing train decreases the perception conversion between two persons. And the auditory pathway, hair cells of organ of Corte, from the hair cells of organ of Corte, the nerves enter the bipolar cells of the styloid ganglion. From there to the dorsal and ventral cochlear nuclei in the medulla, to the trapezoid body, and then to the superior olivary nucleus in the pons. From the nucleus of the lateral lemniscus in the pons, it goes to the inferior colliculi in midbrain, and then to the medial geniculate body of thalamus to the primary auditory area, this area number 41. And then towards the area 42, area number 22, this is the larynx area. From there it goes to the area number 21 and 22, 20, and then to the area and also to the area number 8. Applied effects, it is deafness. Inability to appreciate sound is called as deafness. There are two types of deafness are there: conductive hearing loss due to impaired sound transmission in external and middle ear; sensorineural hearing loss, congenital damage to the cochlea or auditory nerve pathway; mixed hearing loss, it's the mixture of both conductive as well as sensory hearing loss. Types of deafness about continuing conductive hearing loss, location of pathology is external and middle ear, whereas sensory neural it is inner ear, eighth nerve or brainstem. So on BIEP classification, peripheral hearing loss as well as central hearing loss. And causes of deafness can be infection of labyrinth, acoustic trauma, noise trauma, ototoxicity, example, neomycin, and then neoplasm, example, acoustic neuroma, and systemic disorders. It's all the causes of sensory neural deafness. Whereas causes of conductive deafness are external ear, this wax tumor, tympanic membrane, that is perforation, In the middle ear, it is the fluid, it is what it is media, ear ossicles, it is fixation of ear ossicles, it is otosclerosis, and in the eustachian tubule, that is in the obstruction at bracted tympanic membrane. And tests for hearing are tuning fork test, that is Rennie's test, Weber's test, and the Schwabach's test. Whereas audiometry, that is Q-tone audiometry, as well as speech audiometry, as well as Legacy audiometry. And tuning fork test, about tuning for that, hearing loss, Rennie's test, as well as Weber's test. So when you have in Rennie's test, the air conduction is better than bone conduction. So it is normal, whereas air conduction is better than bone conduction. It means same in sensory neural deafness, whereas in conductive deafness, bone conduction is better than air conduction. Whereas in Weber test, so Weber's test, if that is midline, that is no. So it is if it is centralized towards the lateralized towards the normal ear, that is sensory neural. If it is lateralized towards the affected ear, is conductive deafness. So Rennie's test, tuning pole held near the external auditory ear, so air connected stimulus and bone connected stimulus is given. So if air conduction better than bone conduction, it's normal. In Weber's test, what happened? If we have to keep over the tuning fork applied to the midline of the forehead, and so if hold tuning fork by stem, tap tuning fork prongs and palms of the hand, place vibrating tuning fork on the middle of the patient's forehead or on top of the patient's head. Note patient's ability to hear sound. Note naturalization of sound. Vibration should be felt or heard equally in both sides. It is normal. If it is lateralized to the normal ear, it is called as called as sensory neural deafness. But if it is lateralized towards the bad ear, it is called as conductive hearing loss. And Schwabach's test, compare the patient's bone conduction to that of the examiner. If the patient stopped hearing before the examiner, this suggests a sensory neural loss. With the patient hear it longer than the examiner, this suggests a conductive loss. This test is contingent on the examiner having normal hearing. And audiometry, in this test, the sounds of the different frequencies and loudness produced by an instrument are presented to the subject through earphone. The threshold of hearing at each frequency for air conduction and bone conduction is plotted. The graph obtained in is audiogram, even evaluated by comparing recorded values with the standard value. And treatment of deafness, we can either it is hearing aids or cochlear implants. And thank you for listening in the class. Thank you.